We're going to work on the product and quotient theorems for complex numbers. Before we do that, let's do a real quick review of exponents, because the better you understand this, the easier these formulas are going to be. Okay, so if I take a look at those, hopefully you guys can do that in your head pretty quickly, pretty easily. Your answer for this one should have been 12x to the 12th. Okay, and your answer for this one, hopefully you got to be 2x to the 15th. Okay, so how did you get that? These are the coefficients, what I call regular numbers, stuff that you learned back in elementary school. If I ask you to multiply, well, you just multiply them straight up. These guys, the new stuff that you learn in either junior high or high school, those are the exponents. Even though I ask you to multiply them, what you actually do with those two is you add them, not multiply. Same thing here, these coefficients, the big numbers that we learned back in elementary school, if I ask you to divide, well, you just divide. The new fancy numbers, these exponents, if I ask you to divide, you don't take 18 divided by 3, okay, you actually subtract to end up with this 15. Now, the reason why I brought this up is if you understood this concept, especially these guys, it'll make this stuff a lot easier. So now that we're dealing with complex numbers in trig form, I know that is a lot. Complex just means we're dealing with that imaginary I. Trig form means it has to be in the RCIS theta form. Magnitude, direction, trig form. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two big numbers, just like we would in elementary school, and multiply them. Okay, then I'm going to take these two new fancy, funky numbers, and just like with multiplication of exponents, I'm going to add them together. And that's it. That's how we multiply two complex numbers that are in trig form. Same thing with division. I'm going to take these two and I'm going to divide them just like I would if I saw them in elementary school. These are funky numbers that I shouldn't be seeing in elementary schools. I am going to subtract. So there is my formulas.